Hi guys, it's Eminem. Let's go fishing. How are we? Now it's starting to come summer. I'm going to be fishing on the lakes more. I'm back at work, so this is one of my days off, and unfortunately the gaffer who used to let me come fishing on the weekends is not with us anymore. He's not working at the same place because of new management have come in, and he had to give up the flat what he was living in above the pub, so he's moved on to another pub now. So it's only going to be weekdays I can do fishing. I've just got to get on board with this new gaffer. He's a decent bloke, and his wife, of course, Alan and Jules, nice couple, got a family, where I work. I'm going to be fishing lakes quite often now, and you've probably seen some of my videos where I've been down the coast and it's been bloody cold. Yes, it has been bloody cold because of it was like started January. After I had my operation, I started going down there. Excuse me a second. You know I smoke anyway, so why should I hide it? Yeah, so I've just set up, and what I'm doing with setting up is I've got a float rod edge, and I've got a ledger rod set up. I've got my float rod set up. I've just set up the basic way I fish and the way I set up. I will move you around eventually, but the sun is coming across this way. As you can see, it's hitting me back in the face. Yeah, I've got this on just to take there's a little bit of a chill in the air, because as I was driving out, while I was driving down, it was only 4, and it's slowly picking up. It should get up to 19 or 21 today, they said. We don't know. As you can see, I'm just going to pan you around to where you can see the lake, how flat calm it is. As I said, this year it's my new year on the lakes, and I'm going to try and show, because at the moment it's closed season on the rivers, so a lot of people will be fishing lakes. So I'm glad in a way that I've got weekdays off. I can have off, and I can fish in the week when normally the bloody weekend excuse me, this place will be bloody rammed otherwise, because nobody can get on the rivers. Mind you, you don't see many people fishing the rivers, which we should do, because of, as I said, pollution in the rivers again. I am going to harp on about it this year even more, because I want somebody to pick up on this. I think I might have to try and get on daytime television and say how what I do. I'm trying to get out there. Not just a little short story, a big story on cleaning up the rivers. Simple. I just want to make sure everybody can enjoy the countryside, rivers, lakes, everything, even the coastline. I mean, I'm dead against, letting things rot and collapse when they can do something about it, which I've already said on previous videos. I will go through it again like I normally do, because I harp on about the environment, because as I said, I'm more of a conservation fisherman now. If you haven't seen me, my name is Colin. My is MNM, Let's Go Fishing. I'm not a top angler, I'm just an average fisherman. I just trying to show you how I fish, and you're going to see warts and all again in the new year. If I balls up on something, you're going to see it. Yes. There is one thing that you did miss when I was down the coast. There was one morning we had a bit of a swell. I didn't film it because I didn't want to get my phone wet. It was waves coming, hitting the wall and I got drenched. Yeah, I got drenched. And it was quite comical. But anyway, as I said, we're out in the countryside. I'm at Evesham. Well, not Evesham. I'm at Harvington, towards Evesham. Evesham's about 4 miles down the road from here, on the Avon. The Avon is just over the way there as well, on Harvington Fisheries, down Anchor Lane. And it's a nice, pleasant place to be. It's nice, and you will hear a lot of road noise because you've got the bypass over there and you've got your little road behind me here. Now, what I'm mainly fishing with today is maggots, sweet corn, and micro pellets, and a bit of ground bait, all mixed. And what I want to show this time, this year, hopefully, is some decent fish coming out. As I said, I've learned how to pause on this. And I found something out. I found something that I've been looking for ages. And I went in my shed and I found it. Piece of cord with my discordia. Now you're going to say, why'd you have that? Reason. Around the neck. So you don't fumble about all the time. I've always got one around my neck. So I know where this is. That's the reason why I got the bit of cord. Also, you know I like a brew. So instead of farting about, I made one. Whoever watches this, I know as a young lady watches my my content on my videos, and she's one of the managers. That's how it works. Her name's Danny. I've got an apology to make to you now, Danny. I haven't brought my bait boat because I was going to test my bait boat out just for a bit of fun, and I'm naming the bait boat Danny. And the reason why I didn't bring it, I couldn't find, because I did say to this young lady, I was going to put a little doll on it and call it Danny. But what I was going to do, I was going to be a bit nasty. Or what I was going to do, I was going to put the bait boat in, put Danny in one of the buckets on the back, and then when I flip my bait and I go, oh sorry Danny, you gotta go in the drink. I was going to flip this little doll in the drink. Don't worry, I would have got it back because I would have put a fishing line to it and pulled it back in. I wasn't going to be that bloody stupid and just drop a doll in the water and not retrieve it. I ain't that bleeding idiot. Because I know Danny can't swim, I was going to save her life. Anyway, sorry Danny, I'm not doing it today. But as I said, I've got me, what you call it, ledger rod, my method feeder. I've got to mix up all my bait. Also, I've got to just bait up the area. So this is going to be my first link, and then after that it's going to be like I'll get the area going first before I do any more filming, because I want to start showing you more content of fishing and catching fish. I will put you at a different angle. I will put my mic on so I don't have to keep giving it and scaring you to bleeding death. And if you've noticed, if you have been watching my videos, and I was down the coast, I was clean shaven. This is 2 weeks growth. Yeah, 2 weeks. Can you imagine what I like if I didn't shave it for a year? Yeah, like Santa Claus. Oh, we got another old gentleman turn up down there. I just spotted him in there. That's why I quickly turned around. Right, guys. Again, nubs ashtray, which I haven't got yet, but I will get one. And it's gone out. Never mind. As I said, it's 2025. And I'm looking forward to the summer fishing on lakes and I will be doing rivers when the river's open. Oh my God, I have just seen the most biggest swirl out there, and I'm thinking, game on, let's catch some. Hence, I have bought a new net. Could you remember the last time I was down here? Bloody broken net down there. It was comical. My son-in-law thought it was highly funny to call me a plonker. Got a little sketch from Fools and Horses, and he called me a plonker. That's when I was fishing with my son-in-law, Miles. Good lad. Anyway, without further ado, I'll put this on pause and see if it holds. I'm back again, guys. I've just gone and made a bloody big boo-boo. Now this was for me water. That was full of water. Look how much bait I've had to mix up, because the reason why again, I've got it tipped. Yes, you can imagine. I was supposed to tip it in a small one, and I tipped it straight into this. I tipped the water out to make a small little bit of bait up, but I'm here for a long time today, so I will use all this. I ain't going to be stupid, because I will drop some handballs out. And I tell you now though, I've just paid the gaffer, Dave, who runs the place, and he said, and I was just talking to him saying how some people who I see where I work said, you know that place you go to, Fishing Cop? And I go, yeah. And I said, it looks a lovely place. Where is it? And I've told them where it is, you know, how to get here. Oh, I know what you mean. I said, well, just try it. I said, it's a real nice place. Yeah, okay. And you know, half of them saying, do you know I drove straight past it? Well, you can drive straight past it, but you got to slow down as you come round the bend. That's all I tell them. And now that, to me, is bang on. That is bang on. Now, you know, I always carry a towel with me. As I said, I'm using maggots. So what I'm going to start off today, because I've got that already mixed up, and I've got them fluffed up, I'm just going to have a depth me prawn bommies and see if I can work at the depth. I ain't going to go too far out. Probably about a rod and a half length out. A rod and a half length out on this rod. It's a 13, no, it's the 11 footer. Is it? Hang on. Yeah. It's an 11 foot rod. So rod and a half, rod and length half out. Talking about 15 to 16 foot away from my rod tip. Probably a little bit more. I don't know. Or probably I just might go out there anyway. Forget the length, just drop it out there. Just gotta wash my hand because it's... No, I won't. I'll use my towel. Yeah, so I use my towel now. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just, you know, fishing. Now what I've got, I'm gonna show you the area where I am, the way I've set up. Because I like to set up with, I'll just show you how I've done it. Let me get my maggots. Yeah. Got that there. Let me have another slurp. Oh, that's nice. Now I've got two rods out in front of me. Now, I'm going to show you the reason why. Bring you round here. I'm going to try and do it over my shoulder. Right, so I've set up. Okay, I've set up that way, look. Got two rods there. I got my little case there. I got all my little nuggly bits down right by the side. got my seat, and I got my little table next to it with my cup of tea and coffee on, sorry. I got my baits mixed up. As I said, I went to tip it in there, and look what happened. I tipped a little bit in there, suddenly realised I tipped it in the wrong one. But also, oh yes, also I got my micro pellet, so this little bit of stuff in here. Tip in there, drop some micro pellets in. Now, as you can see, the way I've got it set up, look. Got my little cooker over there, yeah, lovely. I've got my rod set there side by side at the moment. Got one rod facing that way, this one facing that way, and this one straight in front, because that's my float rod. So what I'm going to do now is move my method rod out to the bloody way. And I always have my landing net on my left hand side. Right now, this is my method rod, which I'm putting to my right hand side. Got my float rod ready, it's already set up. I've got a load of sweet corn. So what I'm going to do, get my catapult out in a minute. Well, actually, now this catapult is brilliant, because you can pull that out there at the side. Oh, says I. The little things you can pull out, look. Pull them out, and you can vary them how short or long you want your elastic to go, and it just gives you different distances, you know, while you're fishing. And a couple of quid, I think it was about, I always say a couple of quid, but it was about 4 or 5 quid, but it was worth it. So I bought myself a pint of mixed maggots. All I'm going to do, just gently, I'm about 15 foot in front of me, just flicking some maggots out, just to start it off. Of course, the ducks are there, having a munch. So, of course, there we go. That ain't a good start, it's wrapped around the top. Sort of. That's it, then. Now, I always put my rod away, set up, because luckily enough, I call it a lazy way, but I'll break it down into 3 sections with the lines still set through it. And I've got a rod bag where I can put them together, so when I get to a venue I can set up quicker. It's just me being bleeding lazy, but there you go, that's me. So I've got a Barbara Suck, size 12. I'm putting 2 maggots on. I'm fishing about, how deep is that? Fishing about 4.5 foot, 5 foot. And as you can see, the sun's smacking me kisser. Nice little, no, that's just landed lovely. It's sitting high in the water at the moment. Whoops. It's sitting high in the water at the moment because, as I said, I haven't depthed it properly or anything yet because of this area. So now I'm going to flick the first load of maggots in. I've dropped my one over the top. So what I'm going to keep doing for a while is feed little and often to try and bring the fish round. And as you're doing that, feeding little and often, it's you're trying to keep the fish interested. I've just paid, as I said, I've just paid. The gaffer's just come round, Dave, and he's just told me about he's gone and banned barbecues around here because he said he's getting a lot of people bringing barbecues and burning the grass. You know, the ones you can buy on a thing. You know, where you get from Super B&Q or from your little supermarkets. You know, your little barbecues. And he just told me he's had to ban them because of scorching the grass. And they're not disposing of them where they should. They're throwing them in the bushes. As I said, remember last time I was down here, I was walking, I relieved myself in one of the bushes and there was loads of rubbish in the bush and I picked it up. Well, right, so what I'm going to do now, we're just going to start with one little handball of ground baitish. And what I'm going to do, finger in the middle, like so. Maggots in the little hole and then seal it over. Make it into a nice, so when that hits the water, I've got a little bit of a breeze now coming across and it's rippling, so it's pulling my float across. So that means to me, oh, there's some big stuff coming up. Real big stuff. Just a carp just come up the air, lifted his head enough to say, hello, mate. I said, I'm not going to be going mental today. I'm just going to have a gentle day for a change, because I find sometimes when I'm fishing and trying to show context, where I am and what I'm doing. He's on, whoops, Daisy, what's happened? Oh, no, what's happened? Bloody hell, look at that. Amazing. Float's moved. That's why it was flowing across. Shots moved down. And of course, that's where my hook is now. That's where oh my God. That's it, found it. See what the problem is. That's gone and slipped. Get it sorted. Excuse me a minute, I'm going off the camera. Sorry about that, guys. Let's have a look. Now I know where I've thrown the ground bait. Not on where I'm casting in the first place, of course. I'm not casting hot. If you would have seen where that landed, you would have thought, have you fished before? Oh, what a crap cast. As I sort of wouldn't it? Now, from what I can gather, well, what I can feel, is the breeze keeps changing direction. Once it was behind me, once it was the side of me, now it's coming from behind. Right, I've cast it up where I've dropped me. And I said, guys, I hope you find some of what I talk about interesting. Because, as I said, I'm just an average fisherman. And I want to get people interested. And it's no good buying all the gear and having no idea. Right, a lot of people say that about me, but there you go. And thing is with me, people ask me, why am I doing this? I said, why are you doing it about fishing? Well, I could do it about me bloody karate. Or about me chefing. But people that ain't going to be interested in me, I don't think, about me karate. It's a sport, what I do. And it's, well actually, it started off as a hobby when I was a kid. Now I teach. Third dan in 7 different styles, which I've worked hard for. And I like to pass my knowledge on to younger people, young kids and young adults and even younger, even older people. The oldest person I ever taught was about 74. He got to a blue belt. He was brilliant. Got to a blue belt, but all of a sudden he said, I can't do any more, can't train anymore. I said, why is that? He said, I've got to have a hip replacement. But he used to just cat bowl all over the place. He was great, and it was good fun. That's moving. It's moving too much. Yeah, so of course, I thought, well, I'll do it about fishing, because there's a lot of people. Hang on, she's got too far over there. I thought I'd do it about fishing, because it's something where you are sitting down relaxing. With your martial arts, you're kicking, you're punching, you're exerting yourself. I could do a keep fit video on keeping fit. I mean, for my age, I don't think I'm too bad for my age. Probably go. I wouldn't go 2 rounds with Mike Tyson, even though he's older than me. No, we're both about the same age, me and Mike are. But still wouldn't be able to go 2 rounds with him. Probably 1 punch off him, he'd bleeding knock me out. But yeah. Plus, I'm a chef. You don't want to see me at work. Actually, I might ask my gaffer, because somebody else asked me, what do I do for a living? Apart from talk a lot. I said I'm a chef. And I work at a carvery. I work in the kitchen, getting all the vegetables and all that out on deck. Or sometimes I go into the pot wash area. We all take turns. You know, take turns while I'm at work. When I'm working on the steamers, or I'm working on the pot wash, which we take turns on. But if I'm not doing pot wash, I'm out in the front deck carving, meeting general public, having a laugh and joke with them, as you do. Try and make them feel welcome, and hope they enjoy the experience of the meals. And I'm one of these chefs who like to go out to the people and say, how was your meal? Did you enjoy your meal? Because I would hate somebody to come to my where I work and say they didn't enjoy the meal. It looks bad on us. And we had a new yeah, we had a new chef come in, kitchen manager. Lasted a week. Yeah, 1 week. Because she made an error. I'm not going to name her. She made an error, silly lady. But now, I was talking to our area manager, and I've found out for the last 5 or 6 years I've been a team coach. I went, "Oh, have I?" I said, "Well, I ain't got the team coach's bleeding money." I said, "Are you going to back pay me?" And he just looked and smiled. Of course they're not going to. But I'm a team coach. I've been made up to a team coach after all these years of working there. See, because I've been no good as a team leader, because you've got to do computer work and, you know, do all this. Nah. With my dyslexia, I buggered everything up. So, they've made me a team coach. Because we've had kids come in, I've been... Over the years I've been there, 15 years, I must have trained about 50 people up how to work in a kitchen. And they've left. Because, believe it or not, you got to be some type of... You got to be... if anybody's listening to this, who's a fisherman and who is a chef, you got to be a certain type of person to work in a kitchen. Yeah, you've got to learn to take shit and comments, and then sometimes you got to interact with people. Oh, I interact with everybody. You've seen some of my videos where I'm having a laugh and joke down the coast with some lads. Right, this float is getting on my bloody nerves. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to put you on pause.